Hey everyone, Jimmy here at RAD Security, and we're back with another demo of our MCP server. For a refresher, RAD now offers an MCP server to allow us to extend our capabilities into other AI tools and projects such as Cursor, Claude Desktop, and more. We're going to be demonstrating our capabilities inside of Cursor today and show you how the RAD MCP server can help you Vibecode Securely. So here you can see I have a blank project with the name Vibecode Securely, and I'm using Claude 3.7 Sonnet in agent mode. And the first thing we're going to do to kind of showcase what the RAD MCP server has available is ask some simple questions about our runtime environment. So here we're going to list all of the Kubernetes clusters that begin with RAD demos with their versions and a container count per cluster. So I invoke the agent, and this should run pretty quick. And what you'll see here is the separate calling of MCP tools. We have about 30 tools published today and growing. And these are individual capabilities that you can use in the context of your agent chat. So I have a Cursor rules file created to tell Cursor to always create a security markdown file with its output as it pertains to RAD. So I'm going to accept that file, and we can take a look at it here. So pretty quickly, we've just used a simple natural language prompt to understand every version of every cluster that starts with rad-demos, where it's running. You can see it's AWS, US West 2, and then some simple security observations and recommendations. To take it a step beyond, we can also perform a diff between all of these different clusters and their associated security posture. So we are again calling the RAD MCP server, and we're in 3.7 Sonnet is helping make sense of this, like which tool to invoke and what to actually pull down from the vast amount of data that we have on the back end. So we're going to let this think for a second, and pretty soon we're going to see a change in this security markdown file, and that change should reflect a diff, showing us the different security posture between all of these clusters that we got data about before. And there it is. So as you can see here, we have a change to the file, and we also have incidents that are happening. So the agent actually looked for active attacks that are happening, top vulnerable images. We also have a comparison, where different misconfigurations are happening across one or more of the clusters. And we also see that reflected here in the chat output. So we even get as far as workload density. So our next step after we accept this file is to show what the RAD MCP server can do when we're actually out building real software. So I have a long prompt that I'm going to paste into the agent itself. And this prompt is actually focused on building an entire end-to-end microservice application called QuickCart. It has React as the front end, API gateway. We have some Go microservices, Java applications, and it's going to use Kubernetes and ultimately containers as the deployment model with some instructions. So I'm going to send that along. And this is going to take a second, so I'm going to speed up the demonstration video and come back to you when the code is complete. Now we can see after this code was generated in QuickCart, and it's a lot of it, we have Kubernetes manifest and configurations. We have our front end API gateway. We have some Java. We have some Python. A little bit of everything. But this is pretty indicative of how Cursor and the agent-based analysis and creation of code works, and when it comes to large projects. But the key here is that we are protecting ourselves using RAD security. So at the end of this really long run and creating all of this code using AI, we now have a RAD security analysis. So we can see here we're on our Quick Cart e-commerce application, and we're using our MCP server again to understand what current misconfigurations are and then how to fix them. So the quick and dirty is we have a lot of different things that are wrong with this setup, and I didn't tell it to be intentionally vulnerable. Overly permissive RBAC, insecure pod contexts, container security issues, hard-coded creds, network security weaknesses, and then that all gets reflected back into our security.md file, our markdown file. And we could take it one step further at the end here, and we can actually have RAD fix these things. Fix all of the and then we're going to allow our agent inside of Cursor to go fix everything automatically, right? This is auto remediation in the IDE. So you'll see it's going to go through all of the issues first and then the corresponding files and propose a fix. Okay, we're back. Now we have instructed Cursor to fix everything that RAD has discovered systemically. So it went through every YAML file, any sort of configuration, image versions, and we have a nice output of everything that has been done to better our security posture. So in the spirit of vibe coding, we're going to click accept all, and that concludes our demo of the RAD Security MCP server inside of Cursor. There's a lot more it can do, but the key takeaway is now we have our cloud runtime visibility and data, and we have that at our fingertips inside of the IDE, ready to query and ready to interact with code that's being generated by AI. Thanks for tuning in, and if you have any questions or want to kick the tires and try this out, please let me know. We appreciate your time, and we'll see you in the next one.